Well, hi, good morning. I'm Rob Dempsey. That is Liz Riles. And Cam is along with us with Compassion Christian Church that's doing something very unique to help out the community. I love what you're doing, Cam.
Well, we have a great opportunity. We just think that the church should be doing the best of things at the worst of times, and God has given us some unique opportunities. And so one thing we're doing is we've opened up our student ministry building to the Chatham County Emergency Medical Center as an emergency medical shelter for COVID-19 patients. Or, if the hospital just loads up, they can move ambulatory patients over to our youth facility and use the hospital beds for COVID patients. And this is an opportunity for us to partner with the Georgia Department of Health. They were having a lot of trouble finding any kind of facility that would be willing to serve in this way. And we've got these buildings sitting here, and man, it's a great act of compassion. And, when your church is named Compassion, you ought to show a little bit, right?
Yeah. I'm so curious, when you got down with your leadership team to talk about how can we help out with COVID-19, what were those discussions like that led you to saying, let's use our youth building in the way that you are?
Well, our church has tremendous, volunteer resources. We got all these great volunteers who want to make a difference. And so we have a lighthouse ministry that feeds typical month 1,000 people a month. And so we've been helping out in that way. We've got a PAC ministry that provides food for public school kids who struggle with food insecurity. And so we're feeding 3,000 kids a week, through that ministry. And we've already got some ministry, mechanisms that we can employ and kind of amp up a little bit. And so when this crisis struck, we just knew everybody who's in need, that need will be exacerbated. And so our church is trying our best to, meet those needs in the name of Christ.
Well, how many patients can you house in those buildings? Because you are separating them between the men and the women.
Yeah, there's a social distancing protocol, and the Department of Health has got to oversee that. So we're set up for 20 patients.
Okay.
And we have a men's section, we have a women's section, we have a area where they can receive meals, they'll receive medical care. We have security folk to make sure it's a safe place for everybody 24/7. And so we're set up to take care of 20 patients at our student ministry building.
And thus the name Compassion Christian Church in the Savannah area. Pastor Cam, thank you so much for the time. If you want to know a little bit about this, we'll have it posted in a video replay, and all the links will be provided there for you. It's Rob and Liz on His Radio with His
Morning Crew.
So this big thing about Mother's Day is like right around the corner.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so you're looking forward to it. You're the mom, but now you've got to think creatively because of COVID-19.
Right, because the thing with Mother's Day is you want to see your kids. You want to spend the day with your kids. And if they're not in your, I hate to say in immediate family, but living in your home, then
Well, here's what makes it tough, because the pressure's on dad and the kids.
Yeah, it is.
You've got to do something for mom.
Yeah.
And usually there's a gift involved and tons of money. That's usually, in a normal year, it's $25 billion that comes into commerce, that goes to businesses for Mother's Day. It's not going to be like that this year. So they're talking about being very creative. There's this thing called the National Retail Federation Mother's Day. It's a thing. I had no idea there was such a federation.
Me either.
I knew it was the Federation of Planets, but that's Star Trek. So they're trying to give some advice for businesses, because now these businesses have to get very creative on how they put packages together for Mother's Day.
Sure.
So they got a few things and a few suggestions. Even like restaurants, they're saying finalize your Mother's Day curbside pickup, because the meal's the big thing.
Yeah.
Mom's not cooking. Dad, well, at least this one, I don't know how to cook. I burned toast. It's that bad. It's really that bad. And so the curbside pickup stuff, they're trying to get real creative, and they're trying to say, listen, if you're like just a restaurant, so they'll just select the restaurants because there are a lot of businesses.
Sure.
It's like, why don't you do some research, ask some questions, do some polls to see what mom really wants to eat. Then we can put that packages together so you can pick it up curbside.
Oh, I think that, in fact, it's funny that you say this, because I just saw one that I sent in a message to my husband.
No,
because
you did not.
He's always asking for ideas. And so it's one of our favorite restaurants. And I was like, hey, they've got a Mom's Day package for 4, and it includes this and this and this and this. There you go. And it's a good price, too.
Look at that.
And
See?
then he doesn't have to cook, and neither do I.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be done. Mother's Day,
His Morning Crew.
I think Sweden's understanding this whole thing.
Are they?
I think Sweden understands exactly what they're doing
What are
with
they-
social distancing, because they're not doing it,
Okay.
but yet they're doing it.
Okay, they've already done it, actually. They dumped 2,000 pounds of chicken poop, manure, in their local park because there was going to be some sort of festival there this weekend.
Okay.
And people were saying, we're going to show up and we're going to have this festival. We're going to do our thing. And they were like, nope, you're not. So manure is in the park to discourage people from showing up for the festival.
Chicken.
Poopy.
That stuff smells.
Yeah, it does.
They know what they're doing.
2,000 pounds. That's a lot of chicken.
Who is going to go out because of that smell and that stench? They're onto something here, aren't they?
I hope not.
They're onto something.
But
who else is going to follow suit with this? Maybe I'll try pig stuff next time. I don't know.
Not having the possum festival. We're dumping manure in the park. But,
so nobody will come.
No, but why would they not have just followed the social distancing guidelines that they had to dump that much poopy?
Maybe they just think, people are over it. They're going to come. They say they're going to do it. So we're just going to do this.
To offset that.
Wow.
His morning crew.
I think this is one rockin' grandma. I'm not talking about Liz. Talking about this other, not this other. I'm digging a hole. I'm sorry. I'm talking about this cool grandma that Liz will tell you about.
I'm just giving you the evil eye.
What happened
All
there?
right. Which I am looking forward to being a grandma. But this grandma is kindergarten teacher.
She's too young, by the way.
No, not at all.
Yeah, she is.
But grandma sings to her kindergarten class every morning. It's just the sweetest thing I've ever heard.
Good morning, you. Good morning. Good morning. I'm glad to see you. Aren't we glad we're all together?
And what she does while she's singing is she points directly at the camera so that the child that's there, 5 or 6 years old, goes, oh, she really is. She's talking straight to me.
How nice.
Yeah. And then she comes back with it and points to every little picture, and it just makes them feel special.
And she sings like that all the time?
Every morning, evidently.
How nice.
And what's really cool is I guess it's her granddaughter, posted this video and said she is awesome.
The best grandma ever.
Best grandma, best kindergarten teacher ever. And I love that teachers are thinking of outside the box ways to make their students feel appreciated and loved and special.
Good for her. Yeah. That's the way a grandma should be.
Oh, yeah.
His morning crew.
Denny Hamlin. Do you watch NASCAR?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I don't really either, but Denny Hamlin, he's one of the big names in NASCAR. 39 years old, Daytona 500 winner. He was taking part, NASCAR's doing their races virtually.
Okay.
Which I cannot wrap my brain around. That is so weird to me that they're playing video games, basically, I guess. And I may not understand it absolutely correctly.
If you like video games, that's like the perfect world.
Exactly.
Get paid for it.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's staying at home in his house. He's got his whole team there. It's not like he has to make a pit stop or anything, I guess. But so he's doing his thing over the weekend, and he was taking part in this latest race at Talladega. And all of a sudden, something happened to his virtual racetrack.
I'm mad. But they're just kids. You'll see at the end of this clip, or end of this recap, we have live footage of my daughter coming in with a remote, hits the power button, and cuts my monitors off while I'm racing. Hey, my screen just went black.
Uh-oh. Can you hear at the end? Her name is Taylor. She's 7. First of all, my question is, why does she have the remote? Second of all, she goes, uh-oh. And her face is like, oh, I am in so much trouble.
And she's out of there.
She takes off. I'm like, there's a whole team who did not stop this kid from walking into this room and turning his power off his television.
She didn't bolt completely. Didn't she turn around and try to do a peace offering?
Oh, I think she was out.
Yeah.
She's like,
I think Daddy here's a Coca-Cola for you.
I think so. And that's what she was trying to be nice. She was bringing him a drink. But at the same time, she had the remote in her hand. But here's the thing. Talladega, I don't know if they're paying the same for the virtual races. If that took him out of the running for first place, that could have been a $47,000 mistake.
No.
She's just a baby.
Yeah.
He's upset. But I think and hope it will be okay for little Taylor.
I think he'll be a good dad and forgiveness will take place. And
I mean, look at her little face. He can't help it.
maybe Friday.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Nicholas has some pretty awesome grandparents. He's 9 years old, and they thought, we want to do something for Nicholas. We miss him. We can't see him unless it's like on video chats and stuff like that. So he sent him a $25 gift card.
Oh, just like Grandma and Grandpa's do.
Yeah, and so Nicholas is like, I'm not going to spend this on me. I want to help people. So you know what he did? He transformed the back of the family car.
Into a fort?
You'd think
Yeah.
it was a fort because there was like food and water
Yeah.
and non-perishable items.
Okay.
He started filling up the back of the car to donate to the food pantry in town.
And with $25, he could feed several families, I'm
Well,
sure.
here's the thing. Mom was so impressed with that that she said, let's get some help from others. And so she posted the good deed that her son Nicholas did on Facebook. $1,300 came in, and it's still coming in.
And so what are they doing with all of it?
They're going to one of the big box stores, and they're buying up a bunch of food to bring to the food pantry this week.
That is incredible. 9-year-old kid, just that random act of kindness, that little small kindness thing with $25, and look how it grew. Wow.
Amazing, huh?
That's inspiring.
He is inspiring. Little guy like that, 9 years old, and I know Grandma and Grandpa are very proud of him.
Oh, you know, they're like, that's a video of my kid.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
We've been talking a lot this morning about people that are not using social distancing, but finding a way during social distancing to give back to others. And there are food trucks around the country. New York, I think there have been in Louisiana, LA, Chicago, that are serving up meals to those on the front line. So they're still serving out of their food trucks to you and I that walk up and, order a meal. But they're taking some of that money that they're raising and they're driving to different hospitals and different places where those are on the front line and giving out free meals to
That's
give back.
so nice that they're doing that.
I love that. I wonder if there's anyone like listening that knows of a food truck that is doing that.
There could be.
Yeah.
There could be some that are doing, we just haven't heard about it in this area.
Exactly.
But the big metros like LA and New York and Chicago, and you said Louisiana?
I think there's some in Louisiana and New Orleans that are driving around and doing kind of the same thing and just giving it to those healthcare workers on the front line.
A lot of people are caring. Have you noticed that? So many people are just doing something, you know?
Right. I think while you're social distanced and maybe you're not going to work or you're working from home, your mind is spinning a little bit more of how can I help make someone feel better or show appreciation during
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
We were asking you about food trucks, if you've seen any going out doing some of the free stuff to help out the frontline workers.
Yeah.
Think a few texts are coming over that.
Yeah, we got a text out of Fuquay Arena. They say that this food truck operates out of a 43-foot kitchen trailer, and they're making food for the staff at Harnett Central Hospitals, plus some of the police departments, as well as some of the military shut-ins. They do it every Monday and Wednesday, and they've been serving about 300 meals, and it's a project called Project Frontline.
That's good to hear.
Wow.
Because we're hearing about the big cities like New York and Chicago and LA where they're doing that. We're like, they've got to be doing it around here.
And they are.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Just right up the road in Fuquay Arena. Hey, I don't know if you heard about Dale Earnhardt's, I'm saying his name wrong, aren't I?
Earnhardt.
Okay, I'm saying
you
it
got
right.
it.
Dale Earnhardt's car
Yeah.
being auctioned off.
What?
Yeah. You know, Richard Childress, he owns it. That's the trademark. And so it's number 3, car number 3. And the proceeds of the auction are go directly to COVID-19. So somebody's going to have that sweet car from Dale Earnhardt.
Would you drive it?
Of course not. It's a race car.
Okay, wait a minute now.
You can't get it
'cause-
street legal.
Wait, TJ back in our video department is back there going, yes, I would. So,
Yeah, but you can't ride it on the road. You take it to a racetrack, right?
I'd take it wherever I want.
He'll take it wherever he wants. I think the police might have something to do
Yeah,
with
maybe.
that. They don't have not street legal. You can't do
That's
anything
TJ,
with that,
not
right?
Rob.
Yeah,
Just
that's
so you
not me. That's not me. But
I don't
they're
know.
going to start the bidding next Friday,
okay.
the 8th, and then it will go until the following Saturday on the 16th.
I wonder how much money that would bring. Okay, let's just say the NASCAR lover in the room, what would, if you had an unlimited amount of money, how much would you bid?
TJ,
I'd probably
closer to the mic. I can't hear you.
I'd probably go maybe close to about $2 million.
$2 million.
Okay, and you get where are you getting this money?
Well, she said I had an
Yeah.
unlimited amount of money.
Oh,
Let's just say.
Okay, just
Sure.
say only $2 million. It might go for more than that. I don't know.
See, I think so too. I don't know. I would not because I'm not. I do like fast cars though. No,
Okay.
that's not right. I like to go fast in cars.
Oh, okay. Do the police know this? Boy, you and TJ, what's up?
Speed demons.
Gotta set a nice example.
I do.
His morning crew.
Simple life hack for you. I don't know if this is a hack, maybe
Okay.
more of a thing. But I just went to get the Clorox wipes.
Yeah.
Because I like to wipe down stuff. And I started to. And what I didn't know is that, you know how they're always wet?
Yes.
There's like a pound of wetness at the bottom.
Okay.
And there was like 2 of these things left. And I went in there and I just like, it dripped and poured all over the place. And so now I'm just like
I
sitting in wet Clorox stuff over here.
did not even notice that.
Yeah, well, I just did it. So,
Okay, I was in Lauren Daigle and missed that completely.
no. I mean, I literally can jump on the counter and go swimming and do laps.
Just
That's how
roll in
much-
it and you're good for the day.
Rolling. Yeah, that's right.
There are a lot of people trying to figure out this whole social distancing and how do we have a wedding. We were planning on getting married. Well, there's a couple in Washington, D.C., in what has been called the friendliest neighborhood in the country.
In D.C.?
I know.
Really?
Yeah. Okay.
I've been there. That's kind of seedy at some places.
Some places,
Yeah.
but this is just off of Capitol Hill. They were married. I guess this happened over the weekend. And they decided to get all of their neighbors into the act since they're such a close-knit community. They have block parties. They do all kinds of things. But they invited everybody to make signs to put them in their front yards.
Okay.
They have one of their next-door neighbors lives right across the street, took all the plants from his house and kind of lined the area so they could have kind of an archway to get married under. Everybody in the neighborhood, the kids made signs. They did they all have their masks on. They're standing down the street watching all of this happen.
In front of their homes, it sounds like.
And didn't spend really a dime that I can tell other than the wedding dress and
And the tux that he wore and
Yeah,
stuff.
well,
and did it
that-
right in the middle of the road.
yeah, it actually looks like he just had a suit that he already had maybe.
Oh,
but
there
it's
you
very
go.
nice. It's very nice. But the kids drew sidewalk art
Okay.
to commemorate and congratulate.
Well, there you go.
Hung things from the tree. I mean, where there's a will, there's a way. The human spirit is unbelievable.
Well, congratulations to them.
Yep, made it happen. It was
And help
beautiful.
us with our neighborhoods, would you? If they're so nice there.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
You can teach us a
Mornings
thing or two.
with Rob and Liz.
Oh, I just had a sneezing fit.
But you say you sneeze 3 times in a row. We have 2 so far in the can.
Yeah, and I think I'm able to hold that back the other sneeze that you just missed. I'm serious. It just happened.
I've heard that if you look directly into the light, don't hurt your eyes.
Into the light.
Not like E.T., but that it'll stop your sneeze.
Okay. Well, I didn't do that. I closed my eyes.
Okay.
But yeah,
It's right there.
I'm okay.
It's at the
I think we're okay. It's his morning crew on his radio.
There's an elementary school teacher who is awesome. Like when I grow up, I want to be her. Her name is Luciana. She has just become a temporary guardian for a newborn, and I can't even try to say the newborn's name, but both of his parents were struck with coronavirus.
Oh no.
So they're from Guatemala, and they're looking to get citizenship in the U.S. Well, they have a son who is in this teacher's class. She's the only person they know in this country, like has any dealings with like normally on a day-to-day basis. And so she went into labor while she's quarantined with coronavirus, went to the hospital, and actually she's struggling pretty badly, or she
The
was.
teacher is?
The mom of the newborn.
Oh, for real.
Right. So she was on a ventilator for a little while, whatever, gave birth to the baby. And the dad, who also now has coronavirus, and the son that is in the teacher's class also has coronavirus. They had nobody to take care of this newborn baby. The only person they know is the teacher. And they reached out to her and said, "Will you take care of him?"
No.
She said, without a thought, "Yes, I will."
Good for her.
She's had the baby, I think, since April 4th.
Okay.
The baby just went home earlier this week.
To its
To
parents.
mom and dad, yes.
Oh,
They got out of
good.
the hospital, or at least dad's out of the hospital. And yeah, isn't that amazing?
That teacher's a superstar.
I mean, took a brand new infant for 3 weeks, still trying to teach her class, probably via Zoom or something.
Mm-mm.
It's an incredible story.
and to do that? Because I'm sure there were some sleepless nights.
Yeah.
She didn't have to, but she did.
Yeah, she could have very well said, I am ill prepared to be a parent at this, at this stage of the game. But she said, you know what? I'm the only person you know. Let's do this. Give me some diapers. Let's
Good
go.
for her. Way to
Rob
go.
and Liz.
His morning crew.
If you need another bright spot in your day, maybe you can find a kid to tell you a joke.
Oh, please.
Yeah, Callahan is 6 years old. 6 years old, and he's doing this. He was a little entrepreneur, and he wanted to have a lemonade stand, but because of social distancing and COVID and everything, you can't really do that. So I think he was looking to make maybe 50 cents a cup or whatever. So then he decided, okay, so how am I going to make people's lives better? He has a drive-by or walk-through joke stand.
Oh, really?
And they're absolutely free. He got a joke book, a kid's joke book, about 6 months ago.
Okay.
And he's going through and he's finding jokes like this.
What is black, white, and red? A penguin that's embarrassed.
A penguin that's embarrassed.
My favorite part of that is his little 6-year-old little embarrassed.
Yeah,
I
right?
love that. And he's just the cutest kid. But he says he wants you to not pay for the jokes at all like you would of the lemonade.
Okay.
Because he wants you to save your money for things that you need like groceries.
Good for him.
So a good heart and a sense of humor.